Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a lovely alternative to your standard Hublot or Audemars Piguet. Don't reach for a big bang. Take your hands off that Royal Oak offshore and consider instead one of the most underrated watches from one of the most underrated brands in Switzerland. This is the Breguet Type 20 reference 3810BR from Breguet, a true pilot-style chronograph with a remarkable radial display of minutes, 100-meter water resistance, plenty of rose gold, bidirectional bezel. It's a rare swimmable dress sports watch hybrid, a timepiece that offers an immense amount of value and craft art if you're willing to open your mind beyond the usual suspects in the segment. On my 16-centimeter circumference wrist, you can see it wears more easily than any Royal Oak offshore, though this is a 42-millimeter timepiece. Nevertheless, the lugs are nicely curved downward, tapered with a little bit of a teardrop, and you can see the spacing, only 48.8 millimeters across the wrist, means that this 42, though it is big and it is bold, will still wear on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. The timepiece is relatively thick, but I wouldn't say it's overly chunky, not in this company. Its competitive set often 16, 17, even 18 millimeters thick. This one's 15.5, and the spacing between the lugs, a modern 22, so it has a broad stance and a contemporary planted footing. It doesn't appear to pencil neck where the lugs join the strap. And the strap also has a wonderful composition with a hood of oily nubuck leather that is wonderfully luxurious. It has a silken feel. You can see that there's a robust thick cut with plenty of bolstering inside, so they're not shorting you the leather here, an aviator style contrasting stitch, and a large and massive red gold deployant clasp to ensure that this one stays put and doesn't accidentally get dropped while donning or removing at your bedside. Now, the timepiece features the classical Breguet case design with cold rolled flanks to create this coined pattern, and of course the handsome lugs in contrast to the massive profile of the case, reminding you that back in the mid-1950s when the original French military aviation Type 20 contract went out, there was still a degree of art in even defense contracting, and the craft industries that supplied these watches were still related to the small cottages, the sole proprietors, and the artistic inclinations of the 19th century. You can see some of those early 20th century flourishes surviving in the caseband of this watch, which has its origins in the mid-20th century. Now you can see on the crown side, pump-style pushers and a screw-down crown. There is a beaded bezel with a satin top, and you can see the lacquered numerals. It is aviator-style, so bidirectional, and unlike most aviator-style bidirectional bezels, this one has a chunky and satisfying detent. Take a listen. It's sharp, it's crisp, and it's impressive. Attention to detail in every element of the watch, including feel. Now you can line that bidirectional bezel up with the minute hand, and now you can time two events concurrently. So you can time the minute hand against the bezel for 60 minutes. The watch features a 60-minute chronograph register, so you can see this Lemania-based caliber doing business as Breguet caliber 584Q. Q for the calendar. It features a radial display of seconds, but then it also features a radial display of minutes. So much like my Zinn EZM11, which features a 7750 remanufactured to work like a Lemania 5100, the Breguet also features that original Lemania architecture with the central minutes register. And the benefit is that you're able to free up one of the dial registers to give you a 24-hour display, so it effectively acts as your AM/PM. At 3 o'clock you have that AM/PM register with the bottom striated and stamped, so you can tell whether you're looking at, for example, 4:18 in the morning or 4:18 in the evening, and you can see that it is in fact 4 in the morning. Now the dial is also nicely executed with a sort of anthracite metallic look. Outboard there's a stepped up minutes track. There are applique diamond shaped, or as you can see, diamond-shaped and faceted rose gold indices, rose gold hands at center, polished rose gold chapter rings for constant seconds and the 24-hour dial, and inboard you can see there's a sunburst to contrast with the concentric satin graining of the hour track. The numerals themselves are loomed. The watch is sensational in the dark. Turn it all over and you can see that the case back covers that caliber 584Q. Automatic winding, 45-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, 25 joules, quick set date, radial 60-minute indication with 24-hour AM/PM indicator, and 100 meters water resistant. The only feature and refinement this Heritage Lemania caliber does not feature is stop seconds. And remember, today Lemania is known as manufacturer Breguet. Lemania and Breguet now Siamese within the Swatch Group. This is effectively a full manufacturer product and a remarkable and refreshing break from the common offshores and big bangs. In the oversized full gold sports watch category, go with the underdog, the underrated, not the overrated watches. Go with the Breguet Type 21 3810 in rose gold. Breguet Type 21 by night. How much do you love that contrasting use of blue lume and, as you can see, green superluminova, including on the bezel, to distinguish the time from the dial features? I'll also mention, because I didn't mention it previously, that this watch is a flyback chronograph, a modification to the Lemania base to act as a flyback, as with the original Type 20 chronographs. You can see this one, and you can make it yours on the watch box.